top of the league. Early days, but what more do you want? Very, very good win that today. It's a weird one because I can be quite critical of the players during the game, but it's just out of like nerves and the notion that we're going to get beaten again. But like, I felt like if I was to sum up how I felt about the game itself, the first sort of 10-15 minutes, I felt like the players, we were trying the right things, we were trying the triangles we like to do, we were trying the forward passages of play that we usually do. But I did feel like we were getting a bit sloppy on the ball. I felt ball retention in the opening stages was really poor from the players, but that wasn't through lack of effort. It's just the things we were trying weren't quite coming off. But once we got past that initial 10-15 minutes, I felt we were comfortably the better team. And again, it's not a slight on Portsmouth because that's a team that's, and yes, it was in League One, but that was a team that was not used to getting beat at home, if I remember rightly. And I was quite concerned going into today's game because of the fact that we were going away to a team that has, like, we know from the League One days how Pompey tend to sometimes get on, the Pompey crowd got on top of some of the players we had before. And again, it's not a slight on this team because this team we've got, yes, okay, there are going to be times where we're going to be tested over the season, but in general, I've said it before, our team is not a bad team. I have my issues, I have my thoughts on the transfer market, and I'm going to do a video on that next week. So I'm not going to say much on the transfer market at the moment. All I will say is, it's great we're on four wins and we're on 12 points already. I felt like we could have pushed a little bit harder to get a more proven striker and really cement where we are. But I'll go into more detail on that next week. Look, but to be fair to them, Meander was good today. I think he got an assist in the end. He was unlucky probably not to have got the second goal when Alan Browne basically stole it off him from the ground, which was quite funny. Obviously, we were very, very fortunate with the first goal, but you know, we don't often get that sort of luck, so we'll take it. And when you're at top, and when you tend to be doing better, you know, you tend to be getting those things tend to go for you. In general, though, I think as the game went on, we started to get much better. I felt like in the first half, without being too dominant, we deserved to be ahead. And then the second goal was the one that probably killed Pompey off, because then all of a sudden they really have to chase the game. And when we're at our best, we're doing quick passing, quick triangles. And I'll tell you what, and a lot of the players like Bellingham, Rig, once they got into grips of the game, you know, Hume, Sirkin, Mundle was very good, and very good for Mundle to get another goal, by the way. 2 games, 2 goals since Jack Clark's been sold. Really good. I'm delighted for the guy. And obviously, he's still quite raw, but the more that he plays, the better he will end up getting for me. But in general, there was hardly anyone who had a bad game. Meander was good from the front. His pressing was good. He got into the right positions. Needs to bulk up a little bit, but that'll come with experience. Likewise, Mundle with his rawness, that'll evaporate with experience and playing games. I thought O'Neill and Ballard were good as usual from the back, such a good back line. But for me, the man of the match was Chris Rigg. Now, Alan Browne was very good as well. The calming influence was probably needed in a game like that. But I felt like, Alan Browne, Chris Rigg for me, I think it's hard to single anyone out, but I thought Chris Rigg was outstanding. I felt that when we got to grips with the game, particularly when he got a yellow card early on, that could have affected him for the rest of the game in terms of not being able to do his usual game. But he did the nitty-gritty stuff, the tough tackling stuff, and when he won the battle in midfield, you notice how more times he did that, pass, again, down the wings, and we started attacks that way. And it was a bit similar to what Joe Bellingham did against Cardiff for Jack Clark's goal. But so when you've and often, as much as it can be up front, sometimes games are won and lost in midfield. That's why I've said someone like an experienced midfielder was vital to help us succeed in games. But no, so far so good. We obviously are still going to get tests. Obviously, we didn't keep a clean sheet today, but who cares? We won the 4th game. We won 4 games out of 4. We're currently top. Nothing's won in August. We already know that. And there's still a long way to go yet, but so far so good. But yeah, good international break, and enjoy the next 2 weeks. It means we can just enjoy looking at the table and seeing where we are, which is still mental to say, actually. But anyway, as you guys know, trying to get to 6k subscribers. If you're not a regular subscriber and you're watching the video and you think I've earned a sub from you, hit the like button and share the video around if you wouldn't mind. That'd be fantastic. And yeah, enjoy yourselves, everyone. Take care, stay safe. See you next week for the video on transfers and how we're the lads.